Okay.
Hi, Ava. Thanks for meeting with me today and talking about some sports psychology skills. So first, I just want to go over briefly the consent form that I sent you, and thank you for signing it and sending it back to me. So just a couple things I want to emphasize on there. So first, we're just going to be specifically going over performance enhancement skills, and then things that we're not going to do is I'm not going to diagnose you. Um, I'm not going to work on things that are out of my knowledge. So, and then, yeah, that's really it. Is there any questions before we start that you want to ask about the consent form?
Nope. I'm good.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So, the session is just going to be me asking you a bunch of questions. So, don't get nervous about that, or they're going to be simple questions. And I'm just going to get to know you better about your sports history because, with that information, it'll help us move forward. So, first question, let's get into it. Sports history. When did it all start? What was the first sport that, if you can remember from a young age, that you participated in?
Well, I danced okay, I did soccer and did like co-ed soccer when I was little. But then I did that for a season and I was really bad at it. So I quit and I was doing dance. So I did that competitively up to like 8th grade. And then I really wanted to I did that like so competitively. I like missed graduation for like one of the competitions. So I really just like wanted to feel a part of a team, a part of like my school again. So I quit and I decided to do volleyball and swimming, um, and the dive team too. But that was kind of like an extra because I was like naturally good at it because of dancing. Um, so yeah, I did that. Then sophomore year, I grew more in love with volleyball, and I did club and travel team, and then I got to go on recruit visits and trips to colleges, which was cool. It was kind of exhausting, but then I played in college, and I originally went to play in college for volleyball, but then I was swimming um, in the rec during our off season freshman year, and the swim coach saw me, or the assistant swim coach saw me, and at that point, like a lot of the seniors graduated, so they were down on girls, and they asked if I wanted to, train with them in the what do you call it? Their off season as well because they just got done. Um, so I did a little bit, but volleyball's off season is more intense than during the season because you have so many games on, and if you're on the road, like they don't want to kill you during practices. Um, so the off seasons were really where they like pound you with like skills and technique and a lot of reps and stuff. So I was doing both of those sports. Then I think the end of right before I graduated, the swim coach went and talked to the volleyball coach about it, which I kind of like really wish I was in that meeting because I almost felt like he thought I was going behind his back. And I'm not sure if he ever thought that was like a great thing that I was doing two teams or like practicing with two teams. So
So the volleyball coach thought you were going to be, or you were worried that the volleyball coach thought you were going behind his back, or was it the swimming coach?
yeah,
Or the volleyball.
no, the volleyball coach because volleyball was my main sport. Like I went there to play volleyball.
Okay.
Um,
Did you
and I
do
just
any?
figured,
Sorry to interrupt you, but did you do any swimming prior to the college?
yeah, well, I did it in high school and then I did in the summer,
Oh,
like my summer like neighborhood league. And I naturally was just like good. Like I could keep up with people that swam club
okay.
because I don't know. it was like I was always a sprinter. So, and that's what summer league was. And then in high school, like I definitely wasn't one of the best, but I scored points. So it was good enough to, be on the team. And like I didn't have to go do long hours of club and for swimming. So it's just really like I was decently good at it, and it was great conditioning for volleyball. So that's what I kind of saw, a thing about it kind of in college. And I also like every day I walked past the pool to get to the the volleyball locker room, and I don't know, like I always missed it. But I think it was like I joined because the people on the team too. Um, yeah, there were like a lot of, not necessarily the girls, there were like two girls I liked, but a lot of the guys were like super cool. They were really funny, like really down to earth. I was tired of like the cattiness on the like with all the girls like with volleyball. So it was nice to just like go to the swim practices and have those guys like be fun and not worry about drama.
Did your volleyball team school have a guys team as well? Or
No,
oh,
it
okay.
was just girls. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
So yeah, I mean, um, then I got injured over the summer. I like strained slash. I think I actually probably tore my LCL, which is like there's your MCL and then your LCL, which is on the outside,
Mhm.
where your MCL is on the inside. Um, like I couldn't walk. My knee was so swollen, and but I like didn't want to go to the doctor, so I never did. And I've always been like the type of person where I was like, I'll just stay off of it for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
It'll heal. And usually that's kind of what happens. It usually like affects me some way, but eventually like it'll get better. But this was the injury that like it doesn't ever get better.
Yeah.
So
Was
um
there a reason why you didn't want to go to the doctor? Or was it
um honestly, because I've gone to the doctor before and it's always the same diet or the same prognosis of just stay off of it for a couple weeks, like stay off of it for a month. We can give you crutches, we can give you blah blah blah, and give you meds. And I was like, no, like I'm not waiting. I don't know. I grew up in a city and it's like time is of the essence and you're always on the go. And I just like any, nuisance of like waiting around, and I just hated.
yeah.
So I didn't want to do that.
What
And
city
I think
did
it
you
was
grow up in?
like I grew up in Fairfax, Virginia. It's like
Oh,
right
okay,
outside of DC.
cool. Is that like
Um
a crazy, like upbeat city or something? Is it like super?
yeah, it's just like Northern Virginia is just like smashed together with like a ton of people in a ton of cities, because
Mm,
it's like DC's like the big one obviously, but then there's like a ton of like there's Alexandria, there's um like McLean, there's really like I guess I don't know, the mileage is small, but it's a big city because there's so much in those little areas to do.
okay.
um yeah, I miss it. So I don't miss the traffic, but I do miss it. Um, but yeah, I just didn't want to go. It was annoying. Like I didn't want to have to worry about it. And so I just stayed off of it. And like I knew the day that I did it, like I went to like conditioning, that like the strength place I go to. Well, I went to um in the summers when I wasn't at school to stay like in shape. And that day was like a lot of squats, a lot of leg work. And then I went and ran bleachers. And then I played volleyball for 2 hours. And that's when I like blew out my knee.
Wow.
So yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So it was just, yeah, it was not good. And I just turned a certain way. I just went out. But um, Yeah, so like fall was really painful. I was in like preseason. Like I couldn't jump. I couldn't do anything on my knee. It was like swollen all the time. I basically like could go 3 days. No, I could go like 2 days like hard. And then I would have to like really take it easy for the next 2 days
Hmm.
because my knee would like if it was in a 90-degree angle, like it would be throbbing. Like I would have to be careful up and down. So yeah, so basically had a ton of drama started happening on the volleyball team and then um like I had well not even half it was like the beginning of the season starting this freshman that came in
Hmm.
because I was only a sophomore, so there was obviously like seniors ahead of me, but I was the second like starter and I was the middle. So there's two middles and I was the second person. And then this freshman came in and like it was just drama with her and I ended up basically getting all the blame
Huh.
and they basically sat me down. They were like, "Well, you have swimming, so
Mm.
you can go swim."
Oh,
And it was just and they were like saying like giving me excuses about like my injury and stuff and I was just like all right. So I ended up just swimming.
what kind of
um
trauma, if you don't mind me asking, was it? Is it something you would like to share, or is it kind of?
um it was just like it was regular drama. It was like her roommate would say to the rest of the team that her hair smelled or like she literally would never go to class
Hmm.
and then she would never shower and then she would like just like she was just really gross.
So,
And then
is
she
this
would tell the
about you,
team,
or somebody said this about her?
no, someone said this about the freshman girl that came
Oh,
in.
okay, and then the blame came back to you.
Yeah, so
Oh,
because she, okay, she was also black,
hmm.
and then she would throw the N word out like crazy, but everyone else on the team was white. So
Hmm.
she would even like go to the coaches and be like, "Oh, it's because I'm black." And that irked me so bad.
Hmm.
Like, so like one day I told her her teeth were messed up and that like her hair smelled really bad.
Hmm.
And so like
So you told her this? You went up and told her this?
yeah, well, I didn't tell her like that, but it was like in a joking form.
Oh, okay.
But it
That-
was
Yeah.
just yeah.
Was
So
she
I don't know.
was she super upset about it? Did she? How did she react?
No, like that's the thing. And because like right after I said like the one comment about her teeth, it
Hmm.
was like that was kind of more like unintentional, but she like did a jab at me before.
Hmm.
So I was kind of like, well, I'm gonna jab right back at you. So after I said it, I like we got off the bus and I was like, hey, I'm sorry. Like I didn't mean to say that. It was really rude and it came out really mean. And she was like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. And like so all this drama and all this information about the mean stuff, like the team put together about her fell on me.
Huh.
And it was like girls, not her, that went to the coach and was like, yeah, Ava's saying this stuff. And it was basically like the coach's pet. But honestly, like after that, like four other girls got in trouble for like weed. One girl got in trouble for talking to another school
Huh.
because she wanted to transfer. And yeah, so I think like 7 or 6 girls like ended up off the team after me. So I was like, I don't even care. I'm glad.
So
I was
how were you guys performing during this time? I'm just kind of curious. Did you guys perform well as a team? Were you guys struggling or?
um, I don't know. It was so long ago. I don't know. I think it was like kind of preseason slash the very beginning. So yeah, I don't really remember.
Do you remember if it impacted the outcome of the season? Did you guys have problems
Well,
communicating?
I didn't finish the season.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
So
never finished. season?
Yeah, because I was just doing, so I was in season for volleyball, but swimming for fall is off season because they're the winter.
Okay.
But then their start starts like actually in September.
Mm,
And it's like it's called like Hell Week, where or it's held 2 weeks because it's 2 weeks long. It sucks. But yeah, so I ended up just doing that and I was just like, all right. And it sucked because I basically like was really confused. Like, why am I here?
yeah.
Um, yeah, so I was just really happy when college was over. I was done. I hated the school. I hated the area.
Hmm.
And it sucked because I had a horrible college experience, but I learned a lot. So
Good. So did you never play volleyball again for that team? You just switched over to swimming?
yeah, I just fully switched over to swimming. So
Cool. And do you still swim today or
um yeah, well, not really since I moved. Um I did down in Florida because it was warm and it was outside and I could get a tan. And now I live in Indiana and I don't. But I'm working with a girls swim team. So I want to get back in the pool and I'm like, oh, this is a way I could like maybe after like I don't know, swim in their pool, but I probably wouldn't do that because that would be weird. And they like it's after school, so they probably have gym classes or something going on. Um but yeah, I do want to get back into it, but like sometimes watching practices, I'm like, oh, I don't miss that at all.
yeah.
Like I went back to my college for the first time in like 2 years, I think before this quarter started. And I said hi to the coach and the team was about to start practice. And then they went in and I was like, oh, I don't miss this at all. I don't know if it was like because the same like pool and everything. And I just was like so turned off. I was like, oh, no way. But yeah, I do really miss, I don't know. I miss it, but I don't.
Yeah. Sounds like a
So,
kind of like a love kind of hate relationship mixed with some
yeah,
bad experiences, but some good experiences as well.
yeah. I mean, it's really hard because swimming like is all conditioning. So you kind of, at least for me, like you need to have a purpose of why you're swimming. So like at least like during our breaks in college, like when I would swim, it wasn't like why am I swimming? It was because I have to keep swimming to do well in the conference meet.
Hmm.
Um, but now like I ran into the issue just trying to like finish a practice I wrote for myself or something like down in Florida. You know, why am I pushing myself? Why am I killing myself? Why am I trying to make these intervals?
Yeah.
You know? And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna get out now. So like, and I would try to distract myself by like talking to other people or something. So and like I was doing it by myself. So
Oh,
maybe that was the problem. I needed other people to, I don't know,
what?
push me and keep me going.
Yeah. What do you enjoy the most about swimming? Like what kind of intrigued you
Um,
to get started with swimming? Just besides like, kind of being done with volleyball. Like was there any kind of like reasons why you really enjoyed it?
like when I first started.
Yeah, like when you first started back in high school, right? Started, yeah.
No, I started swimming when I was young.
Oh, really young?
I was just one of those kids that was like, throw me in the water, I'll be fine. Like I, I always did it like every summer. One family, and then I had like my school family, and it was just really fun. I don't know, like I just like the whole family aspect of it.
Yeah.
Even like some like obviously everyone's gonna get along, but it was nice to just be a part of like team stuff over the summer.
Wait, so when did you competitively start swimming? Like, do you remember?
Well, I never did like club. So in our area that's being competitive,
Mhm.
I just did the summer league through our neighborhood, which was a competitive league, but technically, I don't know, you can call it whatever, but I don't know when I started that. Really young,
Mm.
like 8, 6, I don't know.
So you said
And
you
then
like jump like just being in the water. So was that, did anyone like kind of convince you to like start swimming, like to be busy, or did you just love being in the water? Was it something like, oh, I want to swim, I want to swim?
no, I think it was more of my mom wanted me to do something over summer as well. So, like in neighborhoods in Virginia, like there's swim pools or swimming pools, and all those or I guess there's swimming clubs
Uh-huh.
because all those clubs have a dive team and usually a tennis team as well. Um, so you have to join the pool club, and then you can decide if you want to be on the swim team or not. So
Mm.
when my mom joined the club for me and like my sister to swim at in the summer, she was like, oh well, I assumed that's like why she signed us up for swimming, and like I liked it, I guess. So I just kept doing it. So
Cool. So kind of just go back to like present day, back to present day now. So what do you like? Do you have any goals with swimming, or do you, is it just kind of a hobby now? Like, how is it like? Where
um
is it in your life now?
swimming's kind of non-existing in my life right now.
Okay.
I don't do it anymore. There's a master's team. And I've looked it up a couple times just because I was like, well, this would be a great way to meet people too. Because being in a new like city, it's kind of, I don't know, challenging to meet new people, especially like I don't have a job up here because I'm doing my internship now. So I wasn't about to try to get hired and be like, oh, but I can't work these hours, and these hours, and they're gonna change. So I was like, well, so yeah, it's just kind of hard because I don't have my niche. I don't have a group. I
Hmm.
don't have, um, but I joined a CrossFit gym and I don't know, that's all right. I did CrossFit back down in Florida and I really liked that gym. I loved it. And I've gone to 2 gyms up here, CrossFit gyms, and they're nothing compared to the one down in Florida.
Hmm.
And I think that's why it's hard for me and school to like get my butt in there. But yeah, I mean, I want to say I want to start doing the masters swimming.
Hmm.
Um,
What is the master's?
but
You can explain that.
it's like USA Masters, so it's basically I think you have to be 25, but I mean, I wasn't a member technically down in Florida, but I didn't compete. So
Mhm.
it's like adult swimming,
Oh,
but they do it through like a USA organization.
cool.
Um, yeah, so because I think all the swimmers have to be registered under like this swimming organization. But then after like, because usually like in high school and college, like your parents or your coach does it for you.
Hmm.
Um, but then once you're done, to be part of this like master swimming, which is like 25 and up, um, you have to like, I don't know, join. You just like pay like $20 or something.
Do you guys
And then
compete
there's
a lot?
like, what?
Do you guys compete a lot? Is there like a lot of competitions, or is it just like a?
I mean, I kind of researched more into it, and there's like options where you can compete if you wanted to. I don't think I really want to. I don't know. I I've always been the person who's like I'm gonna give 100% or I'm not.
Mhm.
Because I like to see improvement. I want to be the best. So if I can't get to all the mates or if I can't get to all the practices, like that's just gonna lower my motivation,
Mhm.
because I'll see it in a meet or like I just was doing it. So
You
I
want
don't
like
necessarily,
you want to feel like you're all in. Is that what
yeah.
you're trying to say? Okay.
Hmm. So, but I don't know. I might do that. I might not. As it gets colder here, I'm like, no, I don't want like, I don't know. I don't miss like being cold and stuff.
They're indoor, right? Are there a lot of them indoor?
Yeah, they're all inside.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but like just like going outside with stuff from your car, it just sucks.
Yeah.
I don't miss that. So, and then like in a wet, well, I guess you can change, but I don't know.
So, you know, let's kind of stay on this topic of like you mentioned CrossFit and swimming. Is there any goals that you have with CrossFit maybe, or with swimming? You said you might want to get involved in the Masters Club, but is that something that you're just you know you like the idea of, or do you think you'll really commit to it?
I feel like while I'm in school, I'm not going to commit to, you know, I don't know, like practicing or not practicing, but like going to work out 5 days a week just because like I'm making an excuse right now when I say like with my schedule, like it's hard, but there are 5 a.m. classes. There is 24 hours in a day. You can always make it work. I always see it like that, but at the same time, it's just like, how exhausted do you want to be at the end of the day, you know? So, right now, I think I want to just get, you know, more motivated, I guess, to work out and like, I guess not try to look back as much on my old gym and not like compare and just like be happy with where I'm at.
Okay.
You know.
Have you joined a gym for CrossFit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have. I just like 1 week I'll go 4 times, then the next week like I'll go once or twice. And it's just like it's so like I don't have a routine and I never used to be like that. That's the thing. Like in college, like I would do like 2 workouts a day, especially like when I was doing both sports. When I stopped doing that, I I would go to the gym after swim practice, and then like I could never like even in Florida, I brought that mentality down and like was like, no, I have to work out at least 6 times a day, or not 6 days a week.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like, yeah, I know. But then I was like doing 2 days because I was so into CrossFit.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I almost like burned out.
Huh.
I got to a point where I like almost, because I was doing like 2 days for like 3 months. And I was doing it like 3 to 4 days a week. And with CrossFit doing that, it was just like, and then I was swimming too. I mean, I looked great and I was in great shape, but I think I just burned out. And then I missed my gyms. So.
Wait, what was that? I'm sorry. Froze a little bit.
Sorry, you cut out. I don't know what you said.
Yeah, it's glitching a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, just keep talking. It's like I can hear you and you can hear me, but it's like I can't. Your face is like froze.
Oh.
Yeah. So just talk. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah, but what were you saying?
So I guess from just kind of thinking about listening to you, what a question that kind of pops in my head is what was different in college, like undergrad, from how it is now. So like what kept you motivated, if you can like kind of reflect about it, what kept you motivated? You know, maybe it was the structure of undergrad, of being on a team, that motivation, or you know, what kind of kept you motivated more back then than now, being able to kind of, you know, you're still doing school, right? You're doing your master's. So how is it different? Because it seems like you're a student now and you're a student then, but you're more motivated back then? Why do you think that?
Well, it's probably because like in undergrad I took it seriously, but I took sport as my first priority. Whereas like now I'm taking like classes in school as my first priority, and there's always something to do. And I feel like especially with the internship now, there's always something, I could be catching up on. So
Okay, cool. So
yeah, so it's basically like the school aspect. Like I didn't necessarily put school as my first priority. I put sports as my first priority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think you would be able to balance the two if you wanted to? Do you think you could, make both kind of equal priority? I don't know if that makes sense to you. I know it's tough. Yeah.
I want to say yes, of course, but I don't know. I just I would say yes 100% if I was still down in Florida, like going to that gym. Because like even when I missed like 3 days, they would email me and like people would like text me and call me and like be like, hey, where are you? But now it's like people like I go so sporadically. I feel like it's like I haven't really built a relationship with anyone there. Like a little bit, like I'm acquaintances with people, but nothing like exchanging phone numbers or anything. So it's easier for me with this gym because I don't necessarily love it to just be like, no, I'm not gonna go. So whereas the other gym, it was just like I loved it. So I don't know. But
So it sounds like your motivation for the gym in Florida was just the people and just kind of the atmosphere really kept you motivated, wanting to go back more.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, like I like the coaches and it not necessarily even the people because it was like a lot of older people, like not old people, but like older than me. And but like it was always like challenging and they mixed up the workouts a lot where it didn't feel like we were doing the same stuff all the time and it was just I don't know. I just liked it so much better.
So when you go to
a
CrossFit gym, are you kind of on their schedule? Can you go in there and do your own stuff, or is it they put a plan for you and you just kind of follow it?
No, usually you have a coach and they'll like go through the workout with the group you're in for that time slot. There is like open gym hours. You can go in by yourself and do whatever workout you want, and use their equipment and stuff like that. And I thought about that, but like I don't know, the gym feels so new. I would feel weird doing that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If I had like another person, I would totally do that because then I could because also like another thing is I have to fit my schedule with their schedule. Like they don't have every single hour. They have like really early or 4, 5, and 6, and it's just like I don't really feel like going at 5, 6, or 7 in the morning, and then I can't go later because I'm at my internship. So yeah. It's like that's where I'm at. I'm like, well.
So you kind of have to like pick and choose the days you can go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just I don't know. And I always before I go, I'm like, especially if I'm already working on school, I know I'm not gonna go unless I know I've finished something. But like this quarter is crazy, and as the quarter is like ending, it's like I have so much crap. Whereas like I was working this morning and I was gonna go, but then I was like, I have so much other stuff, and I just kept like working through it, and it was just, like so I just didn't go because I knew I had so much other stuff.
Yeah.
So it just I don't know. But yeah, I think it's like my, I guess, motivation obviously to go,
Hmm.
and like accepting the place.
Accepting the place. Is there maybe any other places that you'd be interested? Have you checked out other places, or are you set on this one?
I one place and I did like them. They were like really competitive, and it was kind of almost like it's definitely more in shape people.
Yeah.
The only thing is like I went there when I was like 3 months off of working out. Like like I moved up here and then worked out 1 or 2 days a week, and then right, no, I moved up here, like took a month off, and then I was kind of getting back into it on my own, like through just working out at like the clubhouse, and um, then I went there and I was so out of shape, and I mean, like for my standards, I guess, like I don't know, like I compare myself to other people, so if I see like a girl lifting more than me, like I have to be the one lifting more.
Okay.
So when I like, and plus like I saw like, obviously where I've been like in this past year, like weight wise, like lifting. And then when I saw like what I was doing then, I was like, oh, this sucks. So, and they were really competitive and I liked it, but some of the coaches were a little like, I don't know, they didn't really care about form,
Hmm.
and they were just like, go, go, go.
Yeah.
And I really wanted a place I cared about form so I didn't like get hurt.
Okay.
I stopped working out there. And then I found this place and they really cared about like your technique, but it's almost like too much. I need to find a happy medium.
Yeah, like a
Like
balance.
they take so much time. Like we go over every single day, and like obviously when I go, I'm like, let's get through the workout. I have things to do.
Mhm.
And they go over every single time, and I'm like, if you guys wouldn't talk for an hour, or not an hour, but like they have to go through every technique. People have been here, we know, like, you don't have to go through every technique and like show us over and over and over. Why don't you just like tell us when we're doing it?
Mhm.
It just drives me insane. So it just like it's not, I need to find a happy medium. I don't know. Or
And
move back down to Florida.
do you think there's a way of finding that happy medium without moving back down to Florida and without maybe moving to another gym? Do you think you could it kind of accept the place, like, or what do you think you need in order to accept that place, to want to work out there, to be motivated to go to that place consistently?
That's a good question. I don't know. Um, I
Is
don't
there
know.
more positives maybe than negatives about that place? Is there something that maybe in particular stands out that you really like about that place that you could kind of focus on?
I could work out at, but like it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot cheaper. I don't know. Like I think it's like I continuously compare
Hmm.
like what I had, and it sucks because I'm always like comparing. Um,
And what was so great about your other place that
um,
what's so hard for you to kind of just drop that place and kind of move on? What?
just like their workout mentality, like from like the website, from as soon as you sign up, it's just like if you're gonna walk in this room, you have to be pumped up. You need to get going. And the coaches like get you to that place if you're not there.
Mhm.
It's like they help you, they warm you up really well. And like this place just goes into it. They don't really warm you up. and like throughout the workout they push you, and then I don't know, it's just like it's like I think it's like I really just don't like the coach. Like I've noticed there's been other like coaches at that place that sub in for him. There's just this one guy I just really don't like. He's so negative. Like I walk in there and just like immediately get pissed off at him.
What does he say? Does he
Yeah, I
say
swear
anything
he does
particular?
not like me. Huh?
Does he say anything in particular to you? Like,
No. But like he it's just like he never smiles. He's not motivating. Like I don't even know why he's a coach.
mhm.
And I want to say something so bad to like the owner because he's super cool and he's super nice. And like when I was in there, I was like, oh, I wish you were always be.
Mhm.
Why would anyone want a coach that just stands there and does nothing when people are working out and you're supposed to be that person like pushing them and motivating them and saying, don't quit, like keep going. Like I just don't understand.
And he doesn't say
Like
anything. He just kind of stands there.
he literally just stands there and like walks around.
Huh. Is there
It
the
drives
only
me
coach,
insane.
or
What?
is he the only coach there, or is there other coaches as well?
There's other ones, but he's like the main like for the CrossFit group one. And
Okay.
there's like other ones you can do like lifting
Mhm.
during class or something. Um and I thought about switching to that, but they actually only have certain times that the class runs and there's no way I can go those times. So yeah. I mean, it's more of like I think the change is really gonna happen once I like finish school.
Mhm.
Then I have my schedule and I can like, when I start working with clients, like I can make sure I set a time to go and then I can kind of figure out like, if I really don't like this, then maybe I should try another. I just feel weird trying another place.
You just want to kind of find a place and just stick to it rather than just moving around.
Yeah, like because I tried like that one gym in like Florida, like I researched some other places and then I tried the one that I went to and I stuck with that the whole time. Like,
Hmm.
and that's what I did here, but I hated the first place I went. Well, I didn't hate it. I just was so out of shape. It was like I just couldn't get motivated to go to it,
Yeah. Okay.
you know?
Mhm.
Um,
So
so like,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
Um, yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's like my motivation to keep working out and I knew like, especially when I first moved up here, I realized it was a big leeway. Like it was a big like stress reliever for me. And it always has been, like working out.
Mhm.
Um, and like during my breakups, like I would work out like twice as much. Like because like it's such a good stress reliever and I was like I would just I don't know when like you don't like it's just easier to go work out and keep your mind off things.
Yeah.
But I think I almost like got in the habit of like not working out because like in the beginning I noticed like when I didn't work out I was like a complete like bitch. Like I was like my emotions were everywhere. And now it's like I've almost like settled. Like I've almost like fit like my body has figured out like, oh, you're not going to work out, that's okay. And
Uh,
it's like so I'm like not as moody when I don't, but I want to. I miss it.
do you still feel out, because you said you're better at controlling your feelings now. You don't get as,
Yeah.
upset or stressed, but do you still feel that stress occasionally when you don't work out? Because how often, I'm sorry, this is kind of backtracking, but how often do you work out, would you say, a week?
Oh, it honestly varies.
Okay.
Like last week I worked out 4 times. This week I haven't worked out yet.
Okay.
And then like the week before last, I think I worked out like 3 times. So it just like it varies. And like some weeks I only work out like twice or once. It's just usually I work out twice or 3 to 4 times.
Would you say you would like to, because it sounds like you would like to find or be more consistent or have like a structure. You said when you,
Yeah.
I guess when you um, get into your, or when you get settled down, you'll be able to do that when you get your, or
Mhm.
after this quarter. Is that what you meant earlier?
No, just like after I graduate in
Oh, after you
general.
graduate. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
so do you think there's any way that could get you to be consistent or kind of find that kind of ground now? Like how does your schedule look now? Is it all over the place? Are you kind of unsure of it, or or is it pretty, structured to where you could possibly fit in workout times every day, or maybe like make a goal and
Um, Definitely, I could definitely work out in the morning. I
Okay.
mean, I'm free in the morning, but the thing is I usually start doing like schoolwork around, I don't know, like 9. So
Mhm.
then I would have to go to like the 6 a.m. class.
Okay.
So, but then if I stay up later, like, because if I have to go to my internship at like 1, then, and I don't get back to like depending on who, if I have individuals, I won't get back to like maybe like 30, like 6:30,
Hmm.
6. So, um, if I didn't finish any of the schoolwork, then I have to finish it in the evening, or then I have like live classes. So
Hmm.
it's like it's really my mornings that I have free, but it's like how early do I want to wake up, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when I know I have a long day, I'm like, oh, I really want to like kill myself because sometimes I used to never get tired and it was great. And now it's like, because when you stop working out, obviously your energy levels change. So
Hmm.
then when you do work out, like I'm always like, oh, now I'm tired. Great. Whereas like I used to not get tired when I would work out. So
So do you think you maybe incorporating working out again would actually benefit your schoolwork or your kind of routine now that you have going on? You think it would make
um
you less stressed or more happy
I
or
think it would make me more happy.
Mhm.
I think it would make me feel better. But I don't know. I don't know like if that would even out like my stress levels. You know, I think you're always going to be stressed when you
Yeah.
have like things due and stuff,
Mhm.
but um yeah, I mean, I just need to figure out a way to get motivated.
Okay. So
So,
so it sounds
yeah.
like motivation is kind of the key word of this session and something you would definitely um you're trying to find that spark, it sounds like,
Mhm.
to get to start working out again and to maybe try to find a way to incorporate a workout plan or some kind of balance. Um, so yeah, we're finished. Our session's basically finishing up, and so for the next session, I would definitely love to continue with this idea of motivation, and we could discuss maybe a little bit more about it, go into a little bit more detail, and then there's definitely some skills and techniques we could work on to increase motivation, if that sounds good to you. Sounds good? Yeah. I sorry you
Yeah.
froze. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay, cool.
No,
Okay,
that
awesome.
sounds good.
Great. So is there any last questions or any kind of checkout before we end our first session? No.
So,
Okay. Sorry. You keep freezing and it's like it looks like you're not saying anything. Um Okay, awesome. Great. So thank you for meeting with me, and I will see you next week for our second session.
Great.
Alrighty.